Somebody help me.
Greetings. This is the Ghetto Free Prayer.
Say yes.
I am playing in a little town.
Oh yeah. Jesus roll. Jesus roll. Jesus roll. Say it again for me, y'all. Say yes. Oh yeah. Jesus roll. Jesus roll. Jesus roll. Oh yeah. Hung out on a place called Calvary. Stayed there 3 long days. Took him down, laid him in the grave. Stayed there 3 long days. But on that 3rd day, somebody told me the man got up. The man got up. That's why I can tell you, yeah, oh yeah, Jesus rose, Jesus rose, Jesus rose. Can I say it again? Say it.
Greetings. This is the Ghetto Free Prayer.
Oh yeah,
I am playing in a little town.
Jesus rose, Jesus rose, Jesus rose. Somebody in the building tonight may be wondering, how can you tell me that Jesus rose? You wasn't there. Well, I wasn't there on that 3rd day morning, but I was right there that Friday night when he got up in my soul. When he got up in my soul, somebody said, yeah, oh yeah, Jesus rose, Jesus rose, Jesus rose. Y'all don't mind, help me tell him, Jesus rose. He rose in my soul.
Everybody, please stand. We're going to start the meeting at 6:35. Open with a prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Lizzie Battle, can you lead us in prayer?
Certainly. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this blessed day that you have let us see that we had never seen before. Heavenly Father, we thank you for giving us the mind to come out to serve you, to do your will, and to make godly decisions. Lord God, we ask you to forgive us for anything we ever done or said was not pleasing to you. And Father God, we ask you to grant the city of Meigs with harmony and peace and take away the confusion. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
everybody had, all the council members had a chance to go through your packet?
Yes, ma'am.
There's no need.
Yes, but I don't have the minutes either, so we're gonna skip that part. Persons appearing before the council or Mr. Joe Wood Higgins.
Yes. See. I'd like to take this time to clarify a couple things about this. A couple of months ago, I was called down in the meeting by Mr. Layton because I was laughing about the cemetery. I wasn't laughing about the cemetery. I respect the bodies that are there. What was funny to me was Miss Battle was giving her recreational department report. He couldn't wait to get a hold of Sid, Perry, excuse me. He busted in. The second thing that was funny is he was the city supervisor for I think how many years. He's came in Daddy's office many, many times complaining about the weather keeping the cemetery from being kept up. But yet he was willing to sacrifice Dr. Perry to the animals, so to speak, make himself look good. Dr. Perry has a doctorate degree, but he's not a meteorologist. His is in human resources. But then Miss Battle goes back, completes her recreation report. But I can't think of the number of times that he has come into Dad's office and saying, the wives, the mothers are coming in to us because the cemetery has been kept up. Rumors can destroy anything in this world. We know that. You remember when Andy Worst was running for mayor? And the city employees started the rumor about current employees being terminated? I'm sure y'all remember that. I went to Andy. I've learned in 65 years, the best thing to do is go to the source of the rumor. I went to Andy and asked him, I says, what's this? About you cleaning the slate? He says, I'm not cleaning the slate. It's simple. A city employee will have one position and one position only. You can't be city clerk and yes, you must choose. Remember the rumor of Andy being elected mayor. If he was elected mayor, the police department would close. If the department would close, the bank would leave. I went to Andy again and asked him about, I went to the bank manager and asked her about the validity of this rumor. She said there was nothing to it. She checked with her bosses when she heard the rumor. The bank doesn't have to have a police department in town to remain open. And then how about the rumor of city council making employees live in town? This isn't true. I checked with my dad before he passed. I've checked with Wayne D. Smith several times before he passed. I've checked with 95% of the living ex-council members. And the only comment that ever came around to an employee must live in the city is, it would be nice if you lived here. It would save time on response. My questions are tonight. Will utility bills continue to be deep and full, or will people now be allowed to pay a little each month? Remember, Meigs needs all the revenue that it can get. Question, will late fees still be assessed to those of us who pay our utility bills late? Will cutoff fees continue to be assessed to those of us who allow our water to be cut off and be cut back on? Property taxes. Do you have a game plan in that to follow those? You know, I've heard on the streets, and you can hear on the streets rumors. I used to think ladies, beauty shops are the worst place in the world for rumors. But it's not. Men are worse than women as far as starting rumors. I've heard that Chief Price, Superintendent, City Supervisor Wimes is next on the hit list. Do you have a game plan for this? Y'all didn't have one when he resigned the other day. City Hall's in chaos. If you're gonna make changes, you need to have a game plan to take over. How do you plan on replacing Dr. Perry and Ms. Bailey? Will applications be taken, credit reports ran, criminal records checked, drug tests administered at the time of the hiring as well as during the year to fill the workman's comp's requirements? Will we stay away from the members of the council and the mayor, family members? I mean, now it seems the current council has problems with Ms. Wines being on the council, Mr. Wines working with the city, but yet it was okay when the late Mr. Jim Lake was on the council, and Mr. Lake could hold 3 positions with the city. What's the problem? Why is it a problem now? Years ago, in a foreign land, a leader was asked one simple question: what weapon, what ammunition will you use to destroy America? Appreciate it. His reply was simple: I won't fire a shot. America will destroy itself with it. And people, it's happened to Meigs. Congratulations. Y'all made the paper again tomorrow. Illegal meeting this morning. Appreciate it. This doesn't embarrass y'all. And I'd like to know what y'all want. Sid's gone. Bailey's gone. What do y'all 3 want?
Who is, question, who is wrong?
1, 2, 3.
Question, how are you going to single 1, 2, 3 out? I said, how are you going to single 1, 2, 3 out?
What you mean single?
I'm saying, what's the purpose
posse,
of,
the posse.
what's the purpose of your 5 to 10 minute speech of nothing?
Of nothing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna answer.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate the time.
Just to answer all of his questions, and before I go any further, I'd like to thank Sheriff Powell for being here tonight. And to answer the questions that Mr. Durwood has asked, and I won't confirm nor deny anything that he just said, but to enlighten you, our management team is coming in on Monday. Our strategic planning team will be here, and hopefully all the illegal practices that have gone on in the city hall will be eliminated, and many more things. So I would love for y'all to pack the house like you are now and see the growth of the city of Meigs go forth. And just with our conference today, we had a conference, and we had a lot of positive suggestions to come out in it. And y'all just hang in there. Meigs is already on the mend, and I'm proud to say that. Next person on the agenda is Gary Price. We have 3 minutes for each person. We're gonna, before we get, I didn't watch this, council didn't watch this, nor approved it before we get sued.
That's
Mr.
fine.
Price, I would rather you turn it off.
That's fine, Madam Mayor. This is an overview of what's been going on within the city council. You were an active participant in all of these events.
I'm gonna ask, it wasn't approved by the council for you to show the film. And we don't, as council member, mayor, we don't know what's on there. That may be invasion of somebody's privacy.
No,
We
ma'am.
haven't looked at it. So we're gonna ask that we review it first.
If I may, Madam Mayor.
What is it?
I'm asking you to turn it
I'm
on.
gonna ask, it's not playing right now, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
You did state that you wanted it shown in the last meeting. You said you wanted to review several times, and I have an audio recording of you saying that you wanted to review.
Okay, but I
Are
would
you-
like to review it before it was brought before the council. So I'm gonna ask you one more time before, we don't want it to get out of hand of Chief Price. We're gonna do
Okay, I
this
understand. Well, let me
respectfully.
give you an overview of what's going on. Give me a page. I'll give you an overview of what's going on. Madam Mayor, the city of Meigs has gone through 4 clerks, 3 city managers, 2 police chiefs.
Who was the third city manager?
I'm sorry, I was talking, man, but if you need me to, if you're
Yeah,
gonna interrupt me, then
I
let
looked
count
in
towards my
mine.
time.
But if
Okay,
you're gonna-
then
if you're
there's
gonna
been
just
three,
say
there's been 3 city
correct
managers. Miss Vicky was one, she was the acting city
No,
manager.
she wasn't.
Yes,
No, she wasn't.
Okay. We're gonna let him go ahead and speak. He's asking.
Thank you.
I'll grant you one more minute, you have two more.
Okay. Ms. Vicky was the city manager, Marsha DeMoe was the city manager, and Dr. Perry was city manager. We've gone through 3 city managers, we've gone through 4 clerks, we've gone through 2 chiefs, 2 former police chiefs, including Mr. Rouse here, settled lawsuits with the city. How long would we continue to endure this? The Meigs Police Department cannot support you when you're doing things illegally, Madam Mayor. And I know me saying this might possibly cost me my job, and I'm totally prepared to be the sacrificial lamb if that's going to stop this from happening. And it happened here. It happened on Thursday when you attempted to illegally terminate Mr. Perry. And your question then was why weren't we supporting you? Why wouldn't we escort Mr. Perry out of the building? It was because I knew that what you were trying to do was totally illegal. You didn't have your signature for 4 council members. You only had your signature for 3 council members. Really, technically, you only had 2 council members. It was Ms. Stephanie Battle, Mr. Layton, and your signature as mayor. So with that being an illegal activity, the Meigs Police Department couldn't participate in it, and that's why the Sheriff Department did intervene. They came out their mind really to assist in creating a peaceful environment, because at that particular time it was hostile. I have proof of that, but you don't want me to show it at this time. But I'd like for you to sit with me, and I can explain to you why, because this was a question that you asked open council meeting. Why does the citizen think? Why does the police department? Why do you escort out? Why this? Why that? And I'm trying to give you documentation by way of video and audio to give you an answer as to all the questions that you've asked me before in the past in an open forum. But now I'm being censored from allowing you to answer the question. But at this particular time, I like to finish, if you don't mind. Thank you very, very much. At some point, it has to stop. And all those lawsuits that's been had against the city, and against all those people who were terminated, wrongfully terminated, who stated that they were hostile working environment, and like this hostility I'm dealing with now. She constantly interrupts me, and you're doing nothing to correct it. That's one of the particular problems that we have. It's a hostile working environment. And I'm begging you, as the mayor, as the chief, as the CEO of this city, to stop the behavior, because there's only one common problem with all those people that sell lawsuits. And that's you. That's the common problem. And we have to come to a point where we decide what's in the best interest of the city. There's been several lawsuits settled against you, and more coming. And Mr. Rouse can attest to that, because he is coming. Okay.
And to answer your question, some of your questions, there has been some lawsuits with the city of Meigs. But I did get information today that we will have an attorney to look into those, because even that, yes, there have been a lot of illegal practices over in the city hall, in the city of Meigs. If to answer one of his questions, much of their practices with the attorneys have been over the phone. And to answer your question, Georgia is a will to work state. You don't have to have a reason for termination. So I guess that's why they terminated the Officer Rawls or Chief Rawls at that time, Calvin Easton at that time, Renee Lloyd Williams has been terminated, and it has been done by way of telephone calls and single signatures. But anyway, we're going to take care of that too on Monday. You guys will see a lot of changes in the city of Meigs when our administrative team comes down. And all I can say is stay tuned and keep getting your papers. Ms. Gilway.
I'm ready to say good evening. I can't say everything that I have prepared myself to say because you tell me I have 3 minutes. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I would like to draw your attention, Mayor, to the fact that I have seen you on several videos and you stress the importance of knowledge of the city charter. Is that not correct?
That's very correct, but apparently we're working off 2 different charters. The charter that I have from the state, the charter that I have from the state from Mr. Lanier is not the one that the city of Meigs administrators and the managers have been abiding
So why is that not public?
Pardon?
Why is that not public?
I was thrown out of the office, so you was over there a little bit more than I was allowed to, so maybe that's something you should have asked the other managers.
The city charter I have came from Dr. Perry.
Oh, then he's not Mr. Lanier from the state of Georgia.
No, ma'am, he's not here.
Okay.
Now, trying to address the issue that I might can in 3 minutes. February 10th, 2014, you were relieved of all of your duties except the first 4. Is that correct?
Oh, you can go ahead because you only have 2 more minutes. I'll let you go ahead and ask me your questions.
No, I'm gonna finish what's on my piece of paper.
Okay.
None of those 4 duties give you the authority to do anything you have done this week. None. You want me to read you the duties that she has?
You guys have mentioned it to every council meeting, so we know.
But you have violated that document of law, correct?
Go ahead with your question.
Answer my question.
Go ahead.
Have you not violated the city charter?
They have a different charter than the one I'm abiding by the one that I have. And according to our city charter. Well, anyway, and I'm gonna answer your question. The ordinance is illegal. So therefore, if you want, I don't have my ordinance, it's
I
in my
have
car.
it. Would you like to read it?
Yes, I'd like for you to show it to them and show that, okay. You have more than I have.
No joke.
You have more information than I have. See these signatures right here? Illegal meeting. We were not there. They were done on the phone. And I think some of the council members, and then one of the former council members can attest to these, and she's willing to do that. It says, ordinance number 2014-2, an ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of Meigs, Georgia, provide for the appointment of a city manager and transferring to the city manager certain powers and duties of the mayor, providing an effective date and repealing conflicting provisions. And I will not go any further because the first sentence says an ordinance of the mayor and council. And down here, it says January. It was scratched out because it was February. It was initialed by M.O., the current clerk at that time, who became the city manager. Okay, it's also signed by Mayor Pro Tem, after Lavon Gassett, illegal. He's not the mayor, and according to our charter, the Mayor Pro Tem acts in the mayor's absence. I will go no further.
Yeah, I want to take back.
Well, I'm quite sure there are plenty of these.
Is her time okay?
She has one more minute.
Okay.
That's an illegal document, people.
This is illegal.
Be interested to see what a bona fide attorney says about the legality of this,
One has already spoken.
and others will.
Okay, thank you.
The last thing I want to address is, due to all the chaos this last week, based on this, if the city manager is not in a position to manage the city, that responsibility falls on Mayor Pro Tem, who is you, Mr. Gassett. Where have you been?
Over there having a meeting this morning.
Thank you.
That was private.
Well, yeah, well, no.
Which was it?
Well,
Which was it?
Actually, it wasn't a meeting, it was a workshop. Mayor Burns was supposed to be here, but he could not come.
What power does Mayor Burns have in the city of Meigs?
None.
what power do you have over there?
I'm a citizen and a property tax
Okay, your
payer,
time is up.
owner.
Your time is up.
You can talk, let her talk.
Your time is up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make this statement. If there's any more outbursts, and I have allowed people that's been thrown out to come back, but today, if there are any more outbursts from the audience, you will be escorted out. And Ms. White, if you don't mind, we're not gonna get out of hand with this. We will answer your questions when our strategic planning team comes in on Monday. I welcome you. Our doors are open. You're free to come up there and ask any question that you would like, okay?
Who called for a strategic team?
You just said I was the mayor and CEO.
thought we voted that resolution.
No, ma'am, I did not. I just said according
We
to
voted,
this,
we
you don't
voted
have
on
any
it
of
last,
those
we voted
powers.
on it last council meeting.
No, it was like.
No, you
two-
didn't.
No,
To go to that meeting.
No, it was like two councilmen meetings ago. You remember when all of us signed the resolution?
We're not gonna go into that. Meigs is on the mend.
No, you signed it.
There are gonna be plenty of changes after Monday. Thank you very much.
So I got to sit down.
Your 5 minutes are up.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
That's it.
Reports of standing committees.
Be under new business, wouldn't it?
Recreation.
Yes, ma'am, Recreation has nothing to report, we've got, Halloween coming up, we didn't do anything last year, I don't see why, everybody just be happy, get your candy, pass it out at home. Just let it be. I don't have anything to report for the recreation department at this time.
Thank you, Councilman Lisa. Police Department, I think he's already spoken.
He has to, he doesn't have a report.
Mayor, Council, Citizen Meigs. This is the monthly UCR report for the month of September. We had a total of 1 assault, 4 disorderly conduct. Late total incidents is 5. That's a crime rate is up 25% from last year.
Repeat that. I didn't hear you.
Which part? Any other?
Yeah, crime rate.
Up 25% from last year, from this time last year.
Okay.
Any questions?
I do. Officers miles driven. It says, September 1,000.
Yes, that's total all of the miles that people logged into the computer.
And then October 219, why the drastic drop? When our officer has to come from Albany.
Cost a month, October's not over with yet, man.
Okay, but it still seems like a lot, 1,000. So
You
he's
see,
gonna,
we're addressing the month of September, October's not completely done yet.
okay, but I think all of these were, okay. They're gonna make up for the miles.
I don't make up anything.
Okay. Well, it's good to see you back.
Right.
On this dispatch call, from January to right on through, all of 0 calls, it's got 0. What, none of the calls came through dispatch?
You don't have dispatch, sir, it comes with 911.
Well, that's 911, isn't it?
Yes.
It's
But
saying
we don't have a dispatch over here. We were keeping us.
I know, but you got listed 0, so in other words, no one in this town called 911.
So once again, we don't have a dispatcher, that's why the number is 0. If we had a dispatcher, we would know exactly what the county is. Now we won't have to go all the way back through that database for the month of September to know, to give us a number how many calls came in every month.
Those can be done every month by calling dispatch. It'd be no problem for her to check the computer, pull out for big meetings.
So dispatcher.
So call, you got like 7 incidents, 10 incidents, stuff like that.
Because those are reports that being made.
I understand that.
This is comprised from the data being inputted in the computer, Mr. Layton, not from calling dispatch, anyone else, find out how many calls.
Y'all just went on your.
No, sir, once again, this information is data being put in the computer, this reports the reason why it popped up like this.
I understand,
Okay.
I just knew everything used to go through dispatch, most people go through 911.
Did you have something to say?
No, the only thing is that if you call 911, it goes to the central Thomas County dispatch.
Yes.
And so I guess.
And they dispatch these guys, that's where it used to be. I don't know what we do now.
That's the way they did on Friday. I had to call on Friday.
That's the way
And
it's done now, Mayor, but at the same time, we don't have anyone over there to say, okay, we received this call. Chief will have to call 911, they have to go all the way back through the month of September, and around all the agencies that's in Thomas County. They don't just deal with me, they deal with every agency in Thomas County. And that's a lot of calls from a lot of different agencies. And that's putting extra work on them for something that's not even important.
Okay, that's fine, and we're gonna accept that as read, and go on. We're gonna keep it flowing, because as I said, the new management team is coming in, and they're gonna look into this and several issues we've been having in the city of Meigs, and we're gonna rectify those issues. So, okay, thank you so much. Okay. Chip?
It is your one. We worked in our last house and, went along with it. Let's see it this year, regardless of whatever, contribute back to the rates. This whole situation is turning out. I don't foresee us getting another chip grant. I'm just gonna foresee tell y'all, because there's too much chaos going on in Meigs. And there are several people that already have that form filled out ready to fix their house next year. I don't think we'll ever get another chip grant. They're too unstable. Okay, and in addition to this, I would like to speak directly to the Mayor Pro Tem. He was bringing this, and he was in that meeting this morning, and to the citizen of Meigs, I didn't know about the meeting. The meeting was held without my knowledge and the rest of it. I'm speaking for Dr. Williams, nobody but Dr. Williams. I did not know about the meeting, which until it already happened, and I called LeVon and told them to come back to the city hall and verify. He said, yeah, they did have a meeting. And so I just want to let y'all know, I didn't know about it. Not that it mattered, but I want to clear Dr. Williams' name. Thank you.
And again, I would like to clarify that. We don't know with the city of Meigs. We will set policies and procedures starting Monday. We will not have another meeting, but I do before Monday.
I'm sorry, I'll let you finish that.
Okay. After Monday, after we have our strategic planning meeting with our new management team coming in, I can let you, the citizens of Meigs, know you will have town hall meetings, and we want to get your input as to how you want the city of Meigs to go forward. And we will have another special call meeting, so all of y'all who are here, we will probably go into a special call meeting on Tuesday. And we're asking the Council Dorothy, there'll probably be a meeting on Tuesday. We will let you know, and we pray that all the council meetings, all the council members are here, because this is a very, very important meeting. We have to really make some decisions as far as getting the employees, their personnel policies, procedures, so that lawsuits won't come about, so that the employees won't tell the council how they want to run the city hall. And that'll eliminate a lot of lawsuits. That'll eliminate a hostile environment. And again,
Monday is a meeting, Monday.
pardon?
With Mayor Barnes.
Monday is the strategic planning meeting with the managers, with the management team.
She said what time?
I will let y'all know. As y'all know, we have the fall conference in Lithonia this week that we have agreed to go on, but I think 3 or 4 council members said they're not going, but it's already been approved. So we decided that we're gonna go on to that meeting so that we can bring back more positive information that's only gonna enhance the city of Meigs. And I just want to say, and piggyback off of what Councilman Williams said, I doubt if CHIP will go away. That's state funded. And what we do want to see, and what we would like to see, if she's gonna give up on CHIP, then we have somebody else in that position who wants to see land banks around here, so that we won't only have renovations to our homes, we'll have homes built. And that's what land bank funds do. And that's what we would like our person who's over housing to do, to go to the meetings like Mr. Albright does. Come back and give us positive information that's gonna make the citizens of Meigs feel more proud to be citizens of Meigs. We want downtown built up. There are grants, that's one that's on hold, that Mayor Burns has to build up our downtown. So like I said, we're just looking we're looking forward to what we have planned for the city of Meigs. All the stuff that's been on the back burner, that we have not been allowed to move forward, we pray that it's gonna be moving after Monday.
So the meeting Monday, is it going to be held in the city hall or open? Where is it open to the public?
Well, actually, it's a strategic planning meeting, so Mayor Burns is gonna give me the information. He's gonna let me know. We just had a conference call with him today. So we didn't say where the meeting was gonna be. We just know that there is a meeting as to how we can move the city forward.
Yeah, I got a question. I keep hearing Mayor Burns. Who's Mayor Burns?
He's the executive director of our,
what?
of our strategic planning team.
I don't know what that is. I mean, what-
It's a Georgia Conference of Black Mayors.
Oh, black mayors.
Well,
Oh,
it's not just for black mayors, and he will explain that,
He's gonna explain to who, you or us or who?
whoever wants to listen.
Oh,
Mayor, can I ask you a question? One question. This, I've met Mayor Burns, okay. Are you, when you say you're coming to manage the city, you mean he gonna be managing next? Is that what you're saying?
If you come to the meeting, we're gonna find out.
I'm simply asking a question. That's what you were saying.
Mayor Burns, and I don't know why they call it Georgia Conference of Black Mayors. I don't know why he named it that, but they are very strong organization. They help people like Meigs that we can't get along. He's actually brought us closer as far as knowing what we are to expect from our city government. He has been a very important mentor. Since 2014, when I had questions, I had to call out to several people, legal counsel, people that saw us in the paper. And the way I met Mayor Burns is I took it upon myself to go to Fort Valley, to Atlanta, to a conference. The council, the managers were not paid. They wouldn't pay for anything for the mayor. So they gave me a scholarship to go to that conference. They paid the way because they knew how I was being mistreated. So I guess they felt sorry. But by me going there, I was empowered. I learned a lot. I learned about the grants. I learned about USDA and what USDA has to offer to cities like Meigs. How you get matching funds. If you, we're almost broke, which I didn't know that we were as broke as we are. But they help cities to know what are in-kind funds. If you don't have the money there, you have maybe some sort of collateral. They explained that, and this is one thing we have to do, we can agree to disagree, but let's not be disagreeable so we can move this city forward. Have I been perfect? No. Had anybody up here been perfect? No. There's been so many laws broken up here that we cannot say who was wrong. If they had allowed the charter to go forth and not interfere with it with an illegal document, all these things would not be happening. And I'm gonna leave that alone. And we pray that that what the information that we get over the weekend in Lithonia, Georgia, at the fall conference, that we can bring it back so that we can move the city in a stronger way. And then also we're gonna come back on Monday with that information so that we can still learn ways to move the city. So, with that being said, we're gonna move on.
I have three real quick questions. Nothing about what's going on at this table or this meeting. It's been going on for some time. First to you, Ann. What are we doing with Miss Gale, Langell's old house? It's on Chip Road.
Which one? Oh, okay,
Langell.
gotcha. I've tried to get something done about it, but due to the facts, the state have to take care of that themselves.
Okay, I believe
She has a
in
sister.
our charter
She has two sisters.
and in the bylaws of the city, it says somewhere in there that the city, if it's a property that's in decimation, if it's ugly as that is, it's destroying my property value, that the city is supposed to take care of that. Levon, I believe you remember this, that they're supposed to take care of cleaning that place up and adding it onto her taxes.
I've talked about that too. We discussed with
this has
them,
been
but what
going-
I'm telling you, I thought you were saying for us rent it out or whatever.
No, clean it up.
Okay, I've talked to them about that.
The next thing is, do we, or are we going to have insurance on this city come November 1?
You have to request it, so
That was my second.
Okay.
Are we going to have insurance
And,
on November 1?
to answer your question, yes. And,
Or
and I was hoping that Mr. Durwood, he would kind of, give y'all the information on that. I think at, one of our meetings, I was called a liar and said that I didn't know anything about the insurance, and that Mr. Durwood, he was gonna be overseeing that. I was called a liar by, our city manager. But right here, we have lots of information on the insurance. But to answer your question, yes, hopefully we will.
Hopefully.
Hopefully we will. Had we been given information before now about the city going under, we probably, and us working together, we probably would know something by now. But today was our first day in the office discussing with the conference. LaVon, do you want to elaborate? Okay. All right, if we could just get some cooperation and let the entire council.
Hopefully it's not an answer.
Well, if I had the money to pay for the city, I could say
Because
yes, but I don't.
One of these patrolmen or somebody else, if one of our police cars undertakes a vehicle out on the road and has an accident, we don't have insurance, you and 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 me are gonna be up shit creek.
And that's just like the city of Albany is, and I understand that we're gonna try very hard. If we can all set aside our differences, personal animosities, then we can go on and make that decision. And the city can have insurance. And so, like I said, the city should have insurance by November 1st. So we just all just gotta get together and come together for the city of Meigs to make that happen. And as far as Ms. Fango's house, I want to answer your question. Not only Ms. Fango's house, and by me going in there and just trying to look through the paperwork, we haven't even found the computer yet because all the passcodes have been changed, so we can't go in there and find. I had to go in, and there are some stuff that's labeled, and taxes, Ms. Fango's house, it's on the tax list to be sold, as well as other properties in the city of Meigs that.
I'm not concerned about the tax code.
Well, you asked about Ms. Fango's
I'm
house.
concerned about what the city charter and the city laws say about an abandoned property that should be cleaned up by.
Well, Chief Price he's going around, and I think Ms. Connie stood up at the last meeting and said she was fine. She was sent a letter. So apparently, I know Ms. Feingold is no longer here, but the city, that's where the city manager comes in at. That's when you have a really good management team, where they're taking care of everybody, treating everybody the same, because why worry about some grass and a pecan grove that's sitting out by itself?
This is not a pecan.
And I'm
It's
just
across
giving
the
a
street from my
synopsis, if you will let me.
There's people in it all the time, breaking down the fence, a path going back through. The other night, I see a guy steal a refrigerator out of the place.
Okay.
And everything else in the house, I haven't been in it for quite a few months, but everything else in the house has been ramshacked and stolen.
Okay. Well, that's information to us, but,
And Lizzie, I know you take care of the other neighbor you got. Thank you for doing what you said you would do. But I think the city could also give her a little help getting the bricks and the junk cleaned up out of that side. Because anybody that comes in three sees what they have. Do you think they're gonna wanna come to this town? Hell no.
well, we're just getting it back into the office. We've been, as they say, the posse 1, 2, 3 have been thrown out of the office. Just the other day, we were thrown out of the office. So I'm not gonna even go back into that.
When can I have an answer?
We hopefully can give you an answer Monday, because this strategic planning team, they had somebody, and it probably could have been gotten by now. But our city manager changed the person that had given us a quote.
Can you do this in a week for me?
We were trying, and it was already done, basically.
All I want is an answer.
It was already done, but we had the manager to come in and get another insurance company to look into that.
I'm not talking insurance now.
Well, you're talking insurance, so, okay, we'll see Monday. Thank you.
I have a question. How long has the house been in the way?
And what?
How long has the house been the way it is?
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
That's Ms. Gail, right?
So, yeah, why is that an issue now? Why haven't you been brought it up?
I have made it an issue in that office, 4 or 5 times in the last 3 years.
Well, who did you address about it?
Excuse me?
Who did you address about it?
I'm not sure who all they were.
So maybe you didn't, reach out to the fine management team you've had since 2014.
I reached out to whoever was in that office.
Okay, and it's still not solved. It's still not resolved.
And I think that'll take care of that house for that other lady over there. I think that needs a little help.
Well, probably if she was a
Let's
manager.
concentrate on what we're gonna do for the city, not what we're gonna do for you 7 people.
Of course not, it's all about the city manager, not, it shouldn't be about us.
Well, and I can say just like the property over here to our right, as you go out, to our right over here, all the bricks over there, that's apparently, owned by some of the landowners or the, real estate owners. So, that's an eyesore. So, I mean, Meigs is broke, we're on the mend, I can just say that. We're on the mend. So as I say, just stay tuned. We've only been in the office. Today is 3 days. So, well, we had some, well, I'm not gonna dwell in stupidity. Finance, personnel.
When I done with you, part I haven't been in the offices, I haven't been over there. And if you have anything on finance and personnel, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, what's going on is, the way I feel, I've been really wanting to know where the money's been going. I wanted to look at the invoices. There were times that we seen the bills come across the table here. The mayor and council, okay, I know that's in the past and that's the whole thing. But my main thing was seeing, looking at the invoices and seeing what we're buying, what they're buying and what and why and how much money's been spent, because I feel like that's very interesting thing. Well, every time I go to City Hall, when I asked for that, I got basically told to get off the property, and then the police come out and told me they're gonna arrest me if I didn't get off the property. Now, hopefully, we're gonna look at the invoices. We're gonna find out where this money, some of it went, where it's going, who's been buying what, because, we wanna know, we wanna cut the budget, we wanna give the city money part back right where the citizens be not having a burden put on them from other things that may come up because of the money situations. So we're gonna be looking at any way and every way to cut back.
Okay. I'm gonna just go by the, being that we're on the finance. And I can say that, the director of the strategic planning team, he has done probably more research on the city of Meigs than some of the council members, that's been up here. They probably didn't know the population, hardly the demographics of the city of Meigs, but, last year, 2014, our expenditures was $266,000, and $166,000 went to the police department. $100,000 went to the city administrative services over there. So I don't know why the police budget is way more than administrative services. And it's been like that since 2012. I think 2012 was like police was like 195,000. Next year was like 165. Then last year, just like I said, it was 166,000. So those are the kind of things we're trying to alleviate and eliminate for the city of Meigs, because there's no use in our taxes going up or our water bill going up when there's been misappropriated funds. And guys, the reason why we're not gonna go into the computer is because we're gonna have to get a new computer system probably, because we're gonna go back there, and there will be a forensic audit. So that's why we're not gonna touch anything just yet, because before we move the city forward, these people want to know, where have the previous funds gone? Why do you go from $310,000 at the beginning of January to, I think, $214? So that's pretty much what we're working with. I think the last month, Mr. Long was here. He's not here tonight. He couldn't make it. I don't think he's here. But we had like $5,412 in our water revenue fund. That's what pays our bills over there. We had $502, I think, in our general fund. When y'all come to these meetings, y'all don't see any financial stuff being taken care of up here. We've asked for the approval of bills. We can't get it. We've been arrested over there. I think they had it on the news last week. Stephanie got arrested because it wasn't quite true, because she got arrested because the mayor wanted her to go and get financial documents and take them out. No, I had an office in there at that time before I was thrown out that day, and we wanted to just see what we were working with. And I think all the council members should have that concern, and then we wouldn't be in the place that we are now. But even still, come to the meeting on Tuesday, and we're gonna try and have this stuff outlined in a professional manner.
Mayor, question, may I ask why all the other council members have a copy of the finance and I don't have one?
I don't have any.
When did y'all get, do you have one here? Oh, this one that was in the meeting?
Have you been having one with the manager
Yes.
for here?
Yes.
I have a, you there.
I'm not.
Lauren, can you tell them why? You just got, can you tell them why?
I meant to pass them out earlier.
Thank you.
Is this
It's
one
not the
y'all
mayor's
discussed
fault.
in the meeting?
He just forgot.
Because my name, and you know that in order to get a financial document from the bank, your name has to be on the information. You have to have the signature card. It's this, something like this right here. You have to have a signature on the signature card. I couldn't get it, so I can't provide that information. LaVon, I called to get that information for you, and I asked LaVon if he'd go and pick it up. And that's what he did, so the mayor did that, okay? So that you would have that information.
It seems to me that you're looking for an outside source to solve the problems come Monday, and we're all here together tonight. I don't understand why you're not listening to our opinions about everything. I do understand that you're trying to form a decent form of gut. That's commendable. I understand that. But it seems to me that you're disregarding us, treating us less than best, and then looking for this stranger to come in on Monday and solve it all.
It's not totally a stranger. It's not a.
He's a stranger to me.
And you was a stranger to me until y'all started coming over there and talking to the manager. I didn't know y'all.
The manager came and started talking to us.
Thank you, conflict of interest. And we're gonna go on.
I have another question. If we're gonna move, my point mainly is, you're talking about how we're gonna move forward, yet still you just keep dwelling on the past and the city manager and the problems with the police and this and that and the other. We're putting it off until
We
Monday.
have to kind of get into the tax action.
Ma'am?
Okay, we're not gonna even go into that. As I said, stay tuned, Ms. Gordon. And
I have no problem with that, and I actually have a request.
And GMA, if I'm not mistaken, Georgia Municipal Association are from Atlanta. So we don't have any problem when those people from Atlanta come down. So I'm not saying what Mayor Burns, what his capacity is, what that he works in, to what capacity. So to answer your question, isn't Atlanta our capital? Those are out of town. Those are out of town. So unfortunately, it's going to take somebody from out of town, because we have not taken the time out. We won't even go to a retreat to learn how to govern by our charter so that we can do our own governing here.
You were all elected, you should know how to govern. You should be here reporting to us.
You know what, I'm not gonna dabble in that. I'm gonna ask you to have a seat, because I don't want to get out of order.
I don't either, and I do have a request. I want the city to move forward at all costs, trust me. And I don't want an animosity between us because you seem to thrive on that.
You're hostile right now.
Okay, I'm gonna ask
No,
you.
I have a project and I would like to address the council about it. Can I do that?
Is that getting the bricks from over there?
Ma'am?
Is that getting the bricks from over there off your land?
No, that wouldn't be my property.
Okay, well, go ahead with your question.
I mentioned this before, and when Cynthia Cheney was mayor, she helped me get this through.
Okay, well, we're not gonna even go there.
No, city government, and there's an old Dixie Highway project coming through here on 111. It is a connection, I'm sorry, Georgia 3, it's a connection from Radiant Springs to Thomasville.
Okay, and
And
I
I
don't
would
wanna
like
break in
to-
with you with that, but I've already spoken to Mr. Ernest Barfield. I'm on that. So the city will know about that as well. I've spoken to Mr. Ernest Barfield.
Oh, did you?
We're gonna
Okay.
move on.
Well, I was hoping that I could perhaps, represent the city in that aspect.
Well, and then, we don't.
Because
we
I
don't
had
do
sort of
well.
been there from the beginning.
And that's the thing that we're gonna try to do moving forward. There are different committees that we can get on, zoning committees, planning committees. And those are the things you don't have to be a citizen, a resident of Meigs to be on.
Well, I'm
You're a
asking,
tax-
the
you're a
council
taxpayer.
now, can I be a liaison for this project?
From now on, we're not gonna make, spur of the moment decisions.
We can't vote on that without,
That's not
Mayor
Mayor Barnes.
Barnes?
Y'all want things to be done in a legal manner, so it'll be illegal to do that. So we haven't discussed it.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Mayor, I heard you say something about you're getting a new computer system. If you're talking about getting a new computer system, I am requesting that the computer system that we have in those offices over there be locked down tonight. Period.
Yeah, they are
I'm
locked.
saying I want them locked down so no one can use them until we can have an audit and they can be inspected.
And believe me, nobody's gonna go in there without a forensic audit.
Want them locked down.
Okay, you got your, and that's one thing I can answer. You have that answer, and I don't wish to go into it. Just by what I see in black and white.
Tomorrow morning, if I walk in that office, that computer
They're
system
not on.
is not.
They haven't been on.
Levon, can you answer that question for them?
We can't get in them, we don't have any passwords, we haven't talked to QS1 to get in them, they're locked down.
No, that doesn't mean they're locked down.
Well, we're not gonna
We
even try,
can't get in them, they're locked down to us, that's all I can.
Yeah, they're locked down to us. We don't have the passcodes, and to answer your question.
You want to talk about laws?
Well, we've had plenty of those. That's what this city, well, never mind.
She got a question right here. I'd like to ask you a question, if I might.
I'll allow you one question. We have to go on.
Everybody else got to ask their question.
They were on the agenda.
No.
Most of them.
Anyway, are you participating are you fully our mayor now? Do you have all of your powers back?
She has never had powers.
I'm talking to her, not you. I'm asking her a question, but I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to her. So,
Okay.
let me ask my question.
Okay. You know what? I just told you that was an illegal ordinance anyway. So legally, my powers was never taken from me.
Well, that's not what everybody said.
My powers, and it's not about, see, y'all saying y'all making it about me.
Well, how could
So
y'all
it's not
go
about me,
there
it's
and
about the
open up
citizens, the
when
city of
citizens
Meigs.
left and locked the door? How did just y'all three get in over there at the thing and tote books out?
I told her to look out.
Y'all toted some books out.
I never
over
told her
there.
to look out. Anything I have, I walked out there with
We had a
that.
vanilla envelope,
That's
you
all
had a
I had.
vanilla
That's all
envelope, she
I
had
had.
books.
That's these right here, each person has one.
No, that's not you.
Okay, we're gonna go on, that's just.
But that's
Did you not hear
illegal.
Mr. Hickey's, story about rumors?
that's the legal.
You need to fact check before you say something.
Well, you need to hush.
Okay, okay. Okay, y'all gonna be thrown out. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're not gonna answer any more questions. Okay, one more. This is the last question.
I just want to ask about the meeting Monday. Are we allowed to come to that?
Sure.
What time?
Sure, I will, we will post it.
Okay.
And believe me, from now on, you guys, if Mayor Harris is in charge, we will not, and that's what I was trying to do. The meetings that I tried to have and post, the city managers and people go and take them down. That was not an illegal meeting. That was a lie in the paper. I'm sorry to say it. And I'm tired, we got to get over that. We're like I got an email. We got to stop being childish. We got to act like an adult. You don't go taking down governmental memos, taking special call meetings down. You don't do that. And we want to get past that. And from now on, yes, you will be notified of the meetings. And we hope we have everything so together here that you're gonna know it by a, town hall meeting. And I tried to do that when I first got in. Do y'all remember that before my power was taken? But anyway, you will know. To answer your question back, you will know. Ms. Drew.
But nobody being in the office, who do we pay our water bill to?
Who do you pay for water bill
We
to?
still put it in the city?
Yes.
Okay.
Put it in the drop. And what we're doing, whenever you come up, and citizens, residents of Meigs, never leave from over there without your receipt. If the computer is down, and they said, I'm sorry, I can't give you a generated copy. Said, well, you have a nice receipt book back there, can I have one? And hold on to it.
Yeah.
Please do. I think I try to do a lot of stuff outside of the office, and I'll try to send y'all texts to, notifying y'all about stuff like that. And that's one thing that we will do, because I like to try to do things with decency and in order. Okay. That was the last question, because we don't want things to erupt aggressively. So I was hoping the new administrator would be here, but it's not, so. Next on the agenda, and we're gonna go into, streets and water.
Okay. Mr. Charles Williams is going to give the report. Mr. Williams.
Yes.
They're ready for your report.
He asked us about what time that is open for him to pay a water bill.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 to 4.
If you got the right date, you put it in the box over there.
They've been paying with money.
Come on, paying with money. One big money now?
No, they're paying.
The one we got today was checks and.
They were paying with money, we're not taking.
Money orders.
Money on the check still, right? Money on the check, right?
Now, what y'all wanted to know?
General report on the, streets and the water.
Well, the street is, looking pretty good, and, on the water, we doing good on the water, that, right now, on the treatment point, that, I got a contact today on, treating the water and then taking it out. You remember when they were talking about that? And it's all about $3,000 something to be able to put something in to take the chlorine out the water before it go into the creek. And we gonna have to do that before they get us for that part. So you got to treat the water, and then when they get ready to go into the creek, we got to take it out. See, we didn't used to have to take it out. You used to treat it and let it keep going. Now you got to take it out.
Can I ask, when was the last training that you went to?
Our last training I went to, you should have it in my file, but if I'm not making a mistake, it was in July.
July of this year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, my question is, we've gotten.
It was Rural Water Association was the name of it.
Okay. We've gotten the letter about the noncompliance, response.
That's right, look at what time the Queen G.B.R. is.
Well, we have it, this is not the initial one that we got, but it said that we had like bad water reports from, February of
The bad water
2012 up to
report
now.
is, the bad water report is the one going into the creek.
Okay,
That's the sewer water. When you get a lot of rain, you have to let some of the sewer water out into the creek, don't your dam will break, and then when you get charged a big fine. And you don't want that to happen.
You can't legally, you're not supposed to legally let it out into the Oak Creek. What happens is you have to let the rain overflow, or you can file, if somebody complains, you're gonna get fined.
Then what I did, I found that we were letting it run into the creek in order to keep from busting the dam with their garble.
If they catch that valve open and you release some water, wastewater, into Okie Creek, you're gonna get in trouble.
That's true. And you know that also, Jimmy, you were over it, and you know you have to do something. If you bust it, you're gonna cost you a whole lot money more than that once it busts.
You can't pump it into the creek or pond, nothing, but if nature makes it, lets it run in there, we're clear.
Okay? From now on, that's what we'll do. We'll let the rain take care of itself.
No, I'm not telling, I'm just telling you.
That's what you
we
say.
gotta take that.
That ain't the way it was done when
I'm
you were
saying
in
that's
there.
always, I don't know what the new ways are now.
I said that's the way it was when you were in there. We had to let it out.
I didn't let it out.
Well, that's since 2006, but on a more serious note, we take water serious around here. And, can you tell us about, we got this, you said the chlorinator? That's $3,400?
There ain't no $100
It's Okay, all right. Okay, all right. In fact, we'll let you come up in that, are you done? You done, Charles?
Yeah.
Okay.
The question you asked, you take care of.
Okay. If you just introduce yourself.
The city received a letter, recently from EPD saying that, there's been 118 violations going back to February of 2013, I believe it was. Well, the permit was reissued in 2012. There's been, some violations, and normally EPD would be notifying you each month. You have a sending you a non-compliance letter, but because they've been short-staffed, they've gotten really behind, so you get one letter 3 years later with all of these things stacked up. But we started looking into the problems to see what can be done to make the pond system, the treatment system meet the permit limits. We went out last week and checked the sludge in the pond. I suspected that, maybe we had to build up the sludge over the years, because it's been never been fixed. But fortunately for the city, the sludge is not a problem. It's about a foot and a quarter maybe of normal fluffy sludge in the bottom, so that's not an issue. But I'm afraid we're gonna probably wind up having to add some equipment, to do a project to improve the wastewater treatment to meet the permit limits. And it could be very expensive. It could be $500,000. I tell you, y'all are in financial trouble, but I just wanted to make everybody aware that we are looking into that. And I did respond to EPD's letter, last week, and asked them for some more time. And what I told them is if they would give us a little bit of time, we would study it, get back to y'all at your November meeting, which gives us a month, and then see what, I would inform them of what this council's decision is to move forward to correct those. Because basically that's what they've asked for is a plan for correcting the issue. Another thing, what Charles mentioned was, when EPD reissued the permit in 2012, they did add a new condition to the permit. What you've been doing, the old permit called for you to, and the new permit, you have to disinfect the wastewater before it's discharged to the creek. So you put chlorine into the water to kill any bacteria that's left in the water. But when they reissued the permit, they put a requirement in there that you also take chlorine back out. So you gotta put one chemical in to kill the bacteria and then another chemical to kill the chlorine. You had a 2-year compliance schedule to do that, so technically the city was supposed to start meeting that limit back in June of 2014. So we're running over a year behind schedule. We did design that system and got EPD approval, submitted it to EPD, had EPD approval for several months. And I apologize, I thought the system had been installed, but we contacted a vendor that does recording work, and they gave a quote several months ago on it. And I thought it had been installed until I got here last week and started looking around, and it's not. So, but I do have a proposal from that vendor for installing that equipment, so that will need to be done soon.
What that mean for the citizens, so what that, the water system, since it's been a year behind time to start doing it, is it affecting the water?
No, this is the wastewater that after it's treated, that goes to the creek. And it's been going to the creek just like it always has for years and years. EPD just decided that instead of putting chlorinated water into the creek, they don't want the chlorine in there. So they changed your permit limit and requiring that you take chlorine out. And that's the thing, the deadline that we missed. And of course, right now, you know, the only thing that EPD is requesting is, they just said, you know, you have a problem, what are you gonna do to fix it? So right now, there's no fines, there's no.
We're not under compliance then, yeah, I mean, no fines.
No fines. If the city doesn't do anything to correct it, then the next step would be they would issue a consent order, which is kind of an agreement. And some things, they would draft something and say, would y'all agree to do this? And then if the city wouldn't agree to do that, then the next step would be an executive order telling you to do something. But usually it doesn't go that far. Everybody agrees to a consent order, and it comes with a fine. But right now, you know, we're just in the stage of, if we study it, figure out a plan, and move forward and stick to the plan, hopefully there won't be any fines.
How many acres would it take, say, to build the sprinkling system like, kind of like, I forget what you call it,
Land application.
For us, yes, land application, that's the word I was looking for. How many acres would Meigs need? I mean, within the long term, would that be cheaper than what we got right now with the repairs we're gonna have to have in the work?
Probably not. I mean, you could take the water out of the pond that you got now and spray it out, but an irrigation system is a lot more expensive. It's probably cheaper to treat it and keep discharging it to the creek. But it would take, for 150,000 gallons a day, it probably, you're probably looking at having to have at least 100 acres, because some of the land wouldn't be usable, you know, it would take.
What about our sand beds down there, or do you know if they're dosing like they should, if they're treating it, doing their job as far as the sand, the rocks, and the.
They're working, good, and they're being tilled, and Charles is doing a good job of maintaining the beds. I think there is a problem with the dosing chamber. One of the beds is skipping or something, we got to dig into that and figure out what's going on with that. It's probably a hole in some of that old rusty
We
pipe.
still got a lot of duckweed down there?
Yeah, the second cell, now he's gotten it cleared off the first cell, but the second cell still has stuff. And that's kind of a catch-22. You know, duckweed, it covers the surface. One thing it does is shades the algae and keeps the algae from growing. But then the duckweed gets thick and it starts to die off and feed back.
Makes ammonia go up, don't it?
It does.
Ammonia reading.
And then if you kill the duckweed, it makes the BOD go up and the algae grows and slimes the filters, so it's.
I remember that.
Yeah, catch-22. But anyway, the bottom line is we're gonna study it, for this coming month. I'm gonna try to come up with the most economical solution we can to meet the limits.
Maybe you can, take some time to help us come up with some way or another to get some kind of grant money to, you know.
That is, the only thing out there as far as grant right now that I'm aware of is through rural development, which is the old Farmers Home Administration. They do for a poverty community, which Meigs would qualify for. You could theoretically, qualify for up to 75% grant, 25% loan. And of course, the loan, you would have to go up on the rates to repay the loan, you know, but it would be a 40-year loan. GFA is another funding agency. Y'all already have some loans through GFA, but there's no grant money on the wastewater side right now. GFA, they have a little bit on drinking water, but nothing on wastewater. Rural development actually has a search grant to do the studies and everything. You can get $30,000 and then pay for the upfront engineering plan project and to see what you qualify for and where it's from. So it might be worthwhile if y'all want to apply for that search grant to get that to help pay for the studies. Because engineers don't work for free.
Okay.
I wish we could, but we can't.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
No, we'll look at this proposal.
Okay. If you would, if you'll add it to the agenda next month, I'll be back.
Okay. All right, thanks for all that you do for the city of Meigs. And y'all, we can thank Mr. Dudley because he has a lot of input on the roads around here.
Oh, that was another thing, that we did finish the CDBG project. We had the final inspection, everything's done, that project is closed out. I hope everybody's happy with their.
And that's what I'm gonna, pass down for the, pass that down for the, get your last drawdown. I spoke with Diane today on that, project. That's for the city, so that y'all can get y'all money without having to wait on certain people to come and sign. Okay, Mr. Long, well, we're gonna go into the new business. Mr. Roy Long is not here, the accountant is not here. We kind of went into some of the finances, and again, Meigs don't have the finances like we thought we had, but we're gonna still try to move on with what we have. And next is city liability and replacement. And Mr., I think his name is Mr. Orville, he was talking about the insurance. Hopefully, and I'm still saying hopefully because you can never be certain about anything. So we do have someone who has given us a quote on the liability insurance for the city of Meigs. So it looks, it looks like we're gonna have insurance by November 1st.
I've got a quote here if you want.
I have one.
You have a quote?
We do, but I have your information that you began faxing to me So we are gonna look into it. I got it off the fax machine.
How about your request for a letter?
Well, you fax me a lot of requests, but like I tell y'all all the time, I don't want to make any single decision unless it's an emergency by myself. So I haven't had a chance to
We've
give.
got a quote for everything except the employment, personal liability insurance, and the public office holders liability. We have a quote for the property, the automobile, the police liability, and the inland marine.
Okay, what meeting was that at? What meeting was that at that you?
I was talking with an agent, Albany.
Okay, but you said, I have a lot of your faxes here. So what I'm gonna do, you just fax that. You just fax that information to me again, and I'll give it to the entire council.
Let me say this, for us to get you a quote for the EPLI and the public officer's liability, I need a statement on the City of Meigs letterhead allowing GMA to share information with me and the agent and all that. Likewise, I need a statement saying that Roy Long can share the audit from 12/31 to 14 with the agent and all.
Okay.
Until we get those.
And you know there were stipulations on that, and the reason why it was canceled before. So I'm gonna bring that to the council and the management team's attention. And as I stated before, we're gonna look into this. I will not be making a single decision by myself. We're gonna get with the entire council and the management team, and we're gonna make the best decision, because your quote, you can send it. There's not gonna be anything illegal done. There will be bids. And
We don't have a complete quote, is what I'm trying to tell you.
so you have, okay. Well, just fax it over.
I
Just
have to
fax it
have
to
that
us.
You got to have that stuff on that letter before you fax it over, that's what he's trying to say.
Okay.
In other words, looking for EPLI and the
He's
public
waiting on that
officer's
little
liability,
bit of stuff
it's
while he
dead.
finishes it up.
We can't do anything else.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get with the council on
All I
that.
need is your signature. That's
Well,
it.
not gonna just sign stuff. We got to read it and be able to comprehend what we're getting into.
Yeah, all right.
Because all the time, she
So
thinks good
I'm gonna put
quality.
it this way, we've got one company out of 50 that will quote the EPLI. One out of 50.
Well,
And it's gonna be high. And your EPLI, for y'all's information, is what paid the lawsuits. The public officials.
well, that's just called education. That's not just with the city of Meigs. That's the purpose of having liability insurance. Because, and I'm gonna enlighten you guys, because they keep bringing up the lawsuits. The lawsuits, have y'all ever seen us come before a council and come back and take a vote on a settlement of lawsuits? Have you ever heard that information? So that was illegal. And that's one of the things that's gonna be in an investigation. That's part of our forensic audit and investigation, because it was done illegally, people.
What, paying the claim was done illegal? I'm asking that to hear you.
Please, I'm trying to explain. I'm telling you what information was given to me.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're unwilling to address insurance at this point, the entire council is, and he's saying this is our last resort.
He's saying that's our last resort, and I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not delving in aggressiveness. I'm not gonna do that, because that's what you want
Don't
me
you
to
think
do.
it's a
You want me
priority?
to be aggressive, and I'm gonna ask, please escort her out. Please escort her out. Please.
Can I say something?
We're not, that's the last question. We've got to move on. This is getting to.
Tommy Coleman says you can't do that.
Pardon?
I got the email with the office.
Well, in that case, a lot of people have been escorted out, so he should have expounded upon that in 2014 when I got up here, because even I have been threatened not to come into this building, and I was elected by the people to be the mayor. So we're not gonna talk about the past. People, we're gonna move on forward, okay? In a positive manner, and I made that announcement when I got in here, that we will not continue to have outbursts.
So what I can say is I can tell this guy that I'm dealing with, I can't get a letter for at least another week.
You can tell him he can't get a letter before the entire council looks at it and comprehend what we're gonna, the answer we're gonna give him, and if we decide we're gonna give a quote. He's not the only one, that's not true, he's not the only one that will give us a quote.
I'm not trying to get a quote, I'm trying to get the information from your accountant and GMA. That's all we're trying to do.
Well, had you informed us and included us in that information when we was talking to the former manager, then we could have probably had you an answer by now, but it was confidential back then. But now we know about it. But, okay, we're gonna move on to resignations of Sidney Perry, Bailey Palmer, and Tommy Colon. And there has to be a motion on the table to accept those resignations.
Individually or?
Individually.
Go ahead.
Is there a motion on the table to accept the resignation of Sidney Perry?
I second.
It's been motioned by Councilman Jimmy Layton that we accept the resignation of Sidney Perry, and has been seconded by Councilman Stephanie Battle. All those in favor, let me know by the word aye and the show of hands. Okay, it's a tie vote. I'll accept the resignation. Oh, who voted? Lizzie? Okay.
I don't think you did that because that was your. Look at the charter.
Okay, so we have 4 votes, so I didn't even have to vote. Thank you. So do we have a motion on the table to accept Bailey Palmer's resignation?
I make a motion to accept Bailey Palmer's resignation.
We have a second. It's been motioned by Stephanie Battle to accept the resignation of Bailey Palmer, and it's been seconded by Jimmy Layton. Do I have all those in favor? Let me know by the word aye.
Aye.
Yeah, opposed the same. Passed unanimously. Third resignation is our attorney, former attorney Tommy Colon. May I have a motion on the table to accept his resignation?
I motion to accept Mr. Tommy Coleman's resignation.
We have a second. It's been motioned by Stephanie Battle that we accept the resignation of Tommy Coleman, and second by Councilman Jimmy Layton that we accept the resignation of Attorney Tommy Coleman. All those in favor, let me hear the by the word aye, show of hands. What's that? Okay, when there's a tie vote, according to our charter, the mayor she breaks the tie, and I vote to accept the resignation. All resignations have been accepted. And we can discuss the trip to Atlanta. At the last council meeting, we voted to go to Atlanta to what was gonna be our retreat on Thursday, this coming Thursday. And then we were gonna go into the fall conference in Lithonia, Georgia. The council, all the council voted to go except Councilman Dorothy Williams. But there have been changes, and speaking with LaVon and some of the management team and myself, we have agreed that the retreat will come to Thomas County. But we have to plan it, and we will let y'all know where the retreat is. I've been trying to get a retreat since I was sworn in so that we could learn our charter. This was 2014 of last year. And this was just for us to learn our charter. And y'all, I have really been trying to get our council to learn the charter because I was told this is like your city Bible. This is what you govern by. So we will be, the retreat will be coming to us, and 2 council members will be going to, has agreed to go to the, maybe I better back up. Does anybody else want to go besides Mr. Layton, Councilman Layton, and myself?
I would like to go.
So we're all still going.
But where do we have the funds to go with it?
Mr. Perry already said that we had the funds in our hotel motel fund. That's about the only fund that we have almost $10,000 in. And whenever you go on a trip like this, and we will learn at this meeting and the retreat, that this is what pays for your learning. This is one of the things that helps with your learning of how to run the city. So, okay, so we need to have a meeting as far as expenditures. And like I said, I want to get with all of y'all. I don't want to we don't need to pay for, 5 vehicles going up the road.
Yeah.
We need to see if maybe we can get together and, get a van. But we can discuss that and, we will get back, we'll be all about it. So we're planning to go to the meetings this weekend. So we are gonna go, still gonna go.
Is everyone attending?
Everyone that wants to go. I think everybody's gonna go, the one you
I
said
got
you
to
wasn't
work,
gonna go.
I hadn't got any more days off.
It's Thursday and Friday, well, Friday and Saturday.
How about Ms. Dye?
So are you gonna go? Yeah, you said you wasn't gonna go at last meeting. I was hoping you would change your mind. So Ms. Busy Bell, are you gonna go?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're gonna come back with some information for y'all. Okay, good. That's positive, and that's what I like to hear. That's what we want to hear. Okay, so we will discuss that. We will not have an illegal meeting. We will, if we decide to have to post it, we will. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the next thing on the agenda, which is Cell City resolution. Did y'all look at that?
Shell City wants to use part of their money, large money to buy a tractor on some money they didn't use on another project, basically what it is. But all the municipalities have to sign off on it.
Because this is the sharing. Whenever you share parts of cities, this is what they do. And they're doing it the legal way, so we're gonna go ahead and sign off on them so that their funds will not be held up because they don't have our signature.
Okay.
And this is the legal way.
That's on Mitchell County.
Yes. Okay, the last thing on the agenda, let me see if y'all need to sign. Okay, so we're moving on. I think the last thing on the agenda is adjournment. Is there a motion on the
What about, Drew Hickey and the, Echo and formal attorney at law against, Victoria Metcalf versus the city of Meigs?
It's just for information.
We never did settle that, though. Did we ever sign it?
No, we didn't. He can, you know, Mr. Perry brought it up in the meeting, but we never talked about it. It was at Ms.
Huh?
And we didn't vote on it.
Just for information.
I thought we had the vote on it. It was already,
It's already settled.
okay.
It was just for information for the council.
Okay. You know that. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Just want to make sure. That's it.
Okay.
See, I mean, that each side of the bottom.
And before we adjourn, like I said, there's probably, more than likely, there's gonna be a meeting on Tuesday, so that.
What about Monday?
Monday.
The meeting Tuesday is gonna be open to the public after the meeting for the strategic planning team.
So the meeting Tuesday is a special call meeting.
It's gonna be a special call meeting. And in order to give you a lot of notice, I can go ahead and put it up on the windows.
Any idea what time that meeting would be?
Councilman Duval and Councilman Gassett, are y'all off on Tuesday? And so that all the council members can be at the meetings, we did this with the former Councilman Sutton. She got off at 6, and most of them do get off at 6. So the meeting will probably be more than likely so that we can have everybody in attendance will be at 6:30. Councilman Lizzie
Yes,
Battle?
yes.
Okay. All right, let's show the citizens, the residents of Meigs that we're gonna move forward. Okay. All right. If all minds are clear, anybody will put the motion to adjourn the meeting?
Second motion.
It's been motioned by Councilman LaVon Gassett that we adjourn the meeting, and second by Councilman Lizzie Battle. All in favor, let me know by show of hands and the word aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Tell the angels I'm on my way. Won't you tell them that I'll be home? Tell the angels I'm on my way. Up there I'll sing. Tell the angels just make. Won't you tell them that I'll be